Whenever it rains, feel this way. Little something to get me through this day. Give me a little bit. Don't talk bad. Yeah, won't it be a good day? Yeah. Some people in need feel free. Letting go and let on my feet. Yeah, rushed up the bag. Don't talk bad. It will forever do. I'm paying for. I got nothing. Got no Gotta get out,
All right, all right. Welcome to another edition of That Boring Show, which is an undercover EVMUX commercial. I'm starting to see EVMUX in a bunch of different places, different sectors, and I'm happy about that because the production quality of the shows is better. This show today, I really have been planning for a while, but I just didn't have the energy today to do it. And I was thinking about getting everything set up to do it, and I just didn't have I got all my stuff laid out, but I just didn't feel like it doing the work to actually the production work to actually get it done. But then I went to the studio and looked, and it turned out a few days ago I already did all the work. Didn't realize it that I'd already done all the pre-production work, and so that's another advantage of EVMux is that the pre-production work that you do on the day that you feel like doing it is there, as opposed to Streamyard or some other service where you're not really able to put any work in ahead of time. Other than just putting up some videos, you can't really put the work into the studio. So when I opened the studio today, I looked up and I saw my little agenda was already filled out with some stuff. I just took a couple things off, added a couple things on, and it's the rest of it was just um, validating this complicated music setup that I got. 'Cause since the last episodes 5 and 6, I went ahead and put in some real knobs so that I can, fade the music in and out. As an old ex DJ, it's like not being able to fade your sound is stressful. Having things just abruptly cut out, it's just such a inelegant kind of feeling. Having like actual levers and knobs to touch really makes a big difference in the production. And so today I want to go through the EVMUX smartphone interface. So if you were to hit the link, what would it look like? You can see what the interface is and what your options are, and also talk about one of the issues you have with your value or with your being able to be heard. I just found out recently when I tapped into my own show, test show. Then I want to talk about chapters and cards on YouTube for replay value. The last episode, well, the episode 5 is close to 1,000 views, and we know that in this sector, 1,000 views means that other people from outside the sector are watching it. And the thing about the vertical live streams is that it puts you on the shorts feed, and there's a shorts feed and there's also a vertical feed. And so vertical puts you on the vertical feed, but it also puts you on the shorts feed. So what you end up in that line of feeds as people swipe up and down, they'll come across your content. Now, if they stay or they don't stay, that's just a result of what people want to see or what they don't want to see. It depends on what you're doing and what your value proposition is to new viewers. This show is a fake show. We're just playing with EVMUX and trying to get people to use it and just talking, in detail about stuff. But if you did have a real show with real content that you want to do, being able to get access to the shorts feed and the vertical feed gives you access to a whole new audience. When you consider all of the behind the scenes YouTube uh, information that they're sending us as content creators is about vertical, and they're trying to really compete with TikTok and Instagram, which are both vertical. Vertical is kind of the new way to go in YouTube if you're trying to get to a larger audience. If you are a social media sector like we are, when we're really just hanging out with each other, talking, people we've known for, years, it doesn't really matter so much. But if you happen to be someone that does want to find a way to get to a larger audience, I think vertical is the way to go. And I think EVMux is the easiest way. Like that's not, is it the easiest or is it it's a valuable way to do it. It's a comfortable way to do it where your pre-production work can you can work on the show before the show and have it contained within the system as opposed to having it spread out in a bunch of different other applications. And so also I want to introduce the video bibliography idea, which is everything that we talked about in the show. We actually make a playlist, a YouTube playlist, and include, videos relevant to that, what we're talking about. Especially if we're talking about literature and films and music. Each episode now has its own playlist, and that playlist is on the actual Boring Show channel that has a, you can see all of the episodes, and you can see beneath it the playlist for each episode. So you don't have to search around for those things we're talking about. We're talking about I Heart Huckabees, for example, in episode 5, and that's one of the first things on that list. And I'll show some demos of that stuff. And there's also, the TBS, That Boring Show has a channel. And that channel is really a playlist channel, just like a landing page. And so it's just an example of something else you can do. And so on that page, it's just a playlist of all the Boring Shows and also the bibliography. And then there's also the community wall. And so it becomes a whole like little website for your content. I could simulcast and stream to, right now I'm streaming to Rumble and to YouTube, but I could also stream to more than one channel on YouTube. So I could also be streaming to that Boring Show channel, but it's not really it's not a streaming channel. It's just going to be like a landing page for content, as an example of how to use YouTube resources. And at the end of this, it says AI show reviews. Now this is a little complicated. Actually, I should have prepared more for that part. I might actually push that to episode 8, but the AI show reviews is what it is I took the part of the value add for replay value is to create subtitles. Now, YouTube will create its own subtitles for you if you wait. If you got a shorter live stream, say 2 hours or something, those subtitles will be available to you very quickly. If you got a longer live stream, like mine's tend to be about 4 hours, it may take a couple of days for the subtitles to show up. And sometimes if you have audio issues, you may not ever get your subtitles. And so what I do is I manually create my subtitles on my typewriter. It's a joke. I take my content audio and take it into DaVinci Resolve, and I tell it to transcribe it. And DaVinci Resolve does a good job of transcription. It's just about as good as CapCut. CapCut does a very good job, and it's much faster than DaVinci Resolve. But DaVinci Resolve also has a database of voices to names, and so it will actually identify the speakers in a video. So it knows your voice and it'll put your name next to it. So you can create subtitles that actually has the person's name above what they said. And the value in that is you can then take those subtitles and upload them to something like ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, large language model AI system that you use, and you can ask questions about it. Have it analyze your show, for example. Tell me about this episode. Summarize this episode for me. Tell me about the conversation between these two people and lay it out. And that becomes really, really valuable just to give you some objective insight about what happened and what's happening and, in detail. And I want to demo some of that. And yeah, so let me go into my next, go straight into the smartphone interface stuff. Oh, peace out. I see you, ABOACA and YM. Oh, look at that. YM popped up for the analysis part. Yeah, I'm saying that I take the transcript of the show and I upload it to my large language model and I ask it about the show. Please summarize this show. Please summarize the conversation between YM and CLM. Please summarize this, elaborate on, and I ask it to elaborate on parts of the summary, and it gives me a full, full analysis. That's pretty useful, and that's one of the value adds of just putting your doing your own subtitles, making sure that the subtitles are correct, and you can even go as far as, if you wanted to, you could even just take it to to translate those subtitles to Spanish or Chinese or whatever and upload those other languages too. And if you are someone that's trying to get to a larger audience, that's a way to get to a whole different market. Wait to Rev G. Hey, I like the way they're using that. That's actually one of the great uses of ChatGPT is analysis and outlining. And I mean, that's a great, just upload anything and tell me the structure of this. How is this laid out? You know, give me this, make an outline for this, pull an outline from this, and I want to use it for something else. And so let me go straight into the smartphone interface. Do I have that set up already? Let me see. On the wrong laptop. I should have put some pictures of my music stuff up. What I'm doing is what I'm doing with my music is I've got actual equipment up here now, so I can touch it. I think I have a picture of my DJ deck up here somewhere in overlays. It might be in a different studio. Yeah, I think it is. But I've got my images for the smartphone interface. I really like the smartphone interface. I think it's for my I'm using an Android phone. It works pretty well, but there are some things with that you need to know about your audio. The same thing for the desktop interface. Your audio, making sure you have echo cancellation turned off makes a big difference. And let me see. Yeah, I don't see that picture in here. No, I don't have it. Okay. Let's go back. So the main screens are Backstage. So if you do hit the link and come up, you have these options in the menu. You can mute the stage, you can listen to offstage feeds. So listening to offstage feeds is anybody that's backstage can still talk and be heard. And that's a big difference between this and EVMUX and Streamyard, is that you can actually have whole conversations and shows just backstage, and it's not recorded. So the only thing that's recorded is what's on stage. There's a full screen mode for your phone interface. You got you can see the comments from here. You can also see the private chat. But this is just hitting the settings knob. You can see these different settings. If you don't want to hear, for example, the off stage, you can mute it. If you don't want to hear on stage, you can mute it. And so let's look at the other settings. There's the video setting, same as every other program, right? And except for the resolution stuff, like if you do have resolution choices, you can pick a lower resolution. You know, if we're going to be using a little bitty box with your picture, you don't need to have the highest resolution setting, and you'll save yourself a bunch of bandwidth on your phone service. And those are your choices. Oh, this is how to log out. Like, people get confused about that part too. And there's audio. So in audio, you have auto gain, which is checked, and you have stereo audio input. I use stereo audio input for everything because I want the full sound. And because the way my routing is done on my desktop system is I got my audio, for example, this music is coming through my microphone place, the same spot as my microphone. So I need stereo input completely. Can you guys hear that? I don't even hear it myself. Give me some music, sir. There we go. I stole this from a Bilal concert. Took it and looped it up. So if you want to have like your real sound, you don't want to have that garbly sound on your vocal, where the the system is trying to compress the voice, you got to make sure you got stereo audio input checked, and that's on the desktop and also on your phone if you want to be, you know, fully heard. Let me fade that down here. Okay, get myself out of my own ear. So next, so this other part, look at that. Am I working already? Look at that. It's a conspiracy against me. Man, why is that audio on so long? Let me catch up with myself. See, my audio is back together. I think I figured out what my Borging thing is. It's a vocal isolation plugin. Okay, let's get back to it. So it seems like the AI stuff is an interesting thing. I should actually have that ready. So on your, I want to show this quickly. On your behind the scenes thing, you have direct access to talk to each individual person. You can talk to each individual person directly with a push to talk feature. So there's 3 different ways to communicate in audio in EVMUX Backstage. So you got the backstage feed, which everybody can hear everybody. You got the on stage where everybody can hear everybody. And then you got push to talk between the show operator and individuals. And so with the way you would use push to talk would be, you would mute your mic, right? So nobody can hear you on stage or backstage. And then you use push to talk directly to an individual person that's on the, you know, backstage or even on the stage. And the reason you're doing that is that you want to be able to, this is a producer system. So it's designed that somebody will be backstage coordinating all of the button pushing and everything. And this allows you to have direct access to individual people. It's also the reason why in the chat you have private messages between individuals as well as a group chat. So it's not just, you know, one or the other. I believe on Streamyard you got a backstage, a group chat, but I don't know if you have private individual messages where you can send files and things like that. Okay, here's that. You can see all the participants, and you have the little option to talk to each participant right there on their icon. You can see to the right. And then here you see you have the private chat to individuals and you have the group chat. You have both options. And I can't see your private chat between you and somebody else. I like that too. You got complete privacy with your private chat. There's no way for me to go back and look at what anybody said to anybody else. Oh, is that music in the way for you guys? All right. I don't know why it's still so loud, actually. I'll touch it now. Oh, okay. That music is from a, there's a Bilal concert on here, and I think it's got Common on the thumbnail, and Robert Glasper on piano. I know you like him, and Questlove on guitar. I don't know who the bassist is, and I'm not really into Bilal, but I like his music choices. And I really like listening to it. I was just like, I wish he would shut up so I could so I could hear so I could hear what they was doing. And so I went ahead and hooked up my DJ set where I could take out the vocal, and just went to the part I like and looped it and cut out the vocal. Yeah, I know you love Bilal and Robert Glasper. Yeah. I like his music choices and I like his studio stuff. This live performance that's here, I didn't really like his live performance. Or I should say, it didn't really, I like the music more. I really wanted to hear the bass player. I could release that loop and let it play a little bit. But I need to figure out why this is actually even coming out. Let me see. That's on. Oh, there we go. Okay. The DJ set is really like it's almost like a MIDI interface, and the real software is run on the computer. So sometimes you gotta wiggle the keys to make it connect. Let me take some of this. I'll bring him down a little bit. And what was the next part of my list? Let me see. I'm using a vertical screen today for the actual EVMUX interface, and it's big. I wonder if either of you guys ever heard of Stream Deck. That's my Stream Deck right there. So Stream Deck is really just a programmable interface, and you can use it you can custom program it to do whatever you want. Yeah, brother, certain age. My Stream Deck sat, like, after I got it, paid $300 some for it. It really just sat there. I didn't use it for like 4 months or something. Until I started using EVMUX, I was like, yeah, that's great, but it doesn't really. But you can program it to put anything you want on it, and it's like, well, it fits. So I have my whole EVMUX interface on here. I can mute my mic, control the songs, all kind of stuff from this directly. See, the pictures you see on that are the actual scenes. So I can click to individual scenes from here. And the way I have it set is one click loads the scene in studio mode, so I can check it, make sure everything is right. And then the second click puts it on the live stream. And setting that up was really, really quick, because it's just a matter of, I do need a cranberry button. It's just a matter of setting up shortcuts. So any program that has shortcuts, you can actually just program the shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts, into your Stream Deck and completely customize it for whatever you want to use it for. I don't have a roadcaster. I don't have any experience with that. But using it with you can use it for whatever application window you have open on your system. So you can program it to work with OBS or any software, with Google Chrome, with whatever browser you're using. You can decide what each key does, give it a name, give it a picture, and it's completely customizable on top of what they give you, you know, as the prepackaged templates they give you. You can just make your own stuff. And there's all of that flexibility that leads to people not using the Stream Deck, because I always tell people that creativity is a function of constraints. When you have everything, it's real easy to do nothing. You have too many choices, it becomes like people become frozen because they got too many choices. And so they give you a bunch of templates you can use with it to, you know, to get you started. But programming all of that stuff is she just called us techie people. Programming all that stuff takes a bit of time, but once you start it, you get used to it, you see how useful it could be, you know, it's worth the time. The biggest thing for me is to be able to mute my mic without having to touch my mouse or go into my computer. You know, for me, just as a person, whenever I go into the computer, it puts me into a different mode of thinking. It puts me completely left brain. So, like for example, if I'm doing music, I need to have knobs I can touch. I don't need to be in the computer doing stuff, because it pulls me out of my right brain stuff. And I think that that's a known phenomenon. That's why the engineers are separate from the actual musicians, or separate from the actual artists, because engineering is a different process than creating, you know, or just vibing with a sound or with an idea. And so the Stream Deck gives me a chance to not have to go into the computer, not have to touch the mouse, not have to do all that stuff. It makes it just easier. And really all it is a programmable keyboard with knobs and unlimited amount of screens, you know. YM is out here categorizing us techie people. Double tap to like the stream, the fake stream. So let me see, where are we in our list of stuff? When I say we, I mean me. Where am I? Did I cover all that? I didn't cover that. So there's that boring show has its own page, which is just a landing page with playlists and, you know, the episode bibliographies and the actual playlist of the individual episodes and the community wall. And I just wanted to show that concept, the concept of make your backup channel, like make it do something. You know, you don't have to I'll never go live on that channel. I've had that channel forever, I think. Got a bunch of channels, but just to have another place for a particular show idea, just to have it there. And the show bibliographies are pretty detailed. And I like this idea the best, patting myself on the back, is just to be able to have everything in one place. I like it because I wish somebody else would do it, like for me, so I don't have to go search through, you know, YouTube looking for some of the stuff I heard. You know, I can actually just go one place, go look at the video bibliography for that episode, and, you know, get more detail about something. I need another window open over here so I can see the chat. And there's also playlists have the ability to collaborate. I think that's been a feature for a while. And so you can't add other people to your collaboration list. So you could go through after a show and add everybody who was on the show to the collaboration list for the playlist, and have everybody add the stuff that they want to add. And all of this adds replay value for your program. And replay value is a good segue, because one of the things I did with episode 5, it has about almost 1,000 views now. And one of the things when it ended, it had 540 something views, which was a lot considering, you know, the sector. and the average watch time is almost 20 minutes actually per episode, which is actually good. And I think a lot of those are strangers. And so from that day to now, it's been like almost another 500 views. And part of what I did with that was I went ahead and did all the YouTube value adds that I could think of, right? All these features that YouTube puts in front of us, all the features that they put in front of us, I think they really want you to use them. And I think that they have hooks in the algorithm for all of these spaces. And when it comes to your content, if many of these spaces are blank, then you don't get a chance to take advantage of all the things that the algorithm could give you access to. Like most of the views on this video now are from actual YouTube suggestions to other people. And you had a question there. How do you have content on 2 channels? Oh, the way you can populate a whole channel with using playlists. Like I have a Chat Live TV channel, which is about all old movies and stuff. And what I do is I take playlists from all over YouTube and I put those playlists on my page. None of that content is on it. There's no content on that channel. It's all playlists. And you can put playlists on the page and give titles and everything. You can make your own playlists and add them too, but you can also just grab other people's playlists. So you can populate the whole channel. And that's what I did with that boring show. I made the playlist over here, and over there, I added the playlist. When you make a playlist public, anybody can take your playlist and use it. And so on this, I want to explain this section. Making chapters is really valuable. I really like that part of it. Whenever I come to somebody's content and they have chapters, I really appreciate it. Even though I think ultimately it probably reduces their watch time. But for me as a person that really just wants the information, I like being able to go exactly to what I want. I don't want to sit through a bunch of stuff when I just want to see this part. You know, and so making the chapters is a really good way just to give people some replay value. Thank you, YM. And also I love the music interface, showing you all the music that was played in the live stream. I really like that part. And because I'm the person that always asks everybody on the live stream, what song is that, what's playing? And the transcript option is something that YouTube does. It depends on how long your live stream is and some other detail I don't know about. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. This one came up after I put the subtitles up, upload the subtitles to it, and the transcript showed up shortly after. So I think it pulls directly from the subtitles. And then the cards. The cards is one I think people don't know that much about. You see the cards there's a link for all these different things. YM, The Boring Show, Bibliography, and Black Time TV, and Positively Hate, because these are things we talked about during the show. You can have 5 cards per video. And so the same place where you configure your subtitles and your end screens, you can also put a video, a channel, a playlist. So for example, when YM came on the live stream in episode 5, I put a card up that says YM social media, so you can click the link on the page and go to her channel. And at the end, it shows up right underneath the about, so everybody can see it. And so this is an after the fact thing. Go in and add in your cards, 5 cards per show. Go in and do your chapters. The music happens on its own. Yes, if you can't get the subtitles, if your live is too long, you might have to do your own subtitles if you want it up there quickly. I like doing my own subtitles anyway. Even when YouTube does them, I download my own subtitles and take it into subtitle editor and look at it, make sure it's correct. I see Brother Certain Age question. Would you say you prefer chapters on long form videos or content creator cutting out the segments and uploading them separately? I mean, I think the content creator should upload separately. They should make, you know, more content out of the content that they make if they can. But I would prefer chapters, you know, right away, because I want to see other stuff. Like I think if you're trying to get people just to view a bunch of different content on your channel, I can see you doing that. But as a consumer, I just want, I may want this part first, and then I want to skip back to where I was in the live. I may want to look and see what's coming up. Oh, I want to go to this part. Like if you look at the timestamps I put on LV's rap battle thing, right? The way when I go to that page to listen to that content, I can start out with, I want to hear propanes first. I don't say like, I want to hear propanes first. Then I want to go back and listen to this. I want to listen to that. Being able to skip around the content is really made possible by timestamps and by chapters if you have chapters. If LV was just to take my comment and copy it and paste it into his description, he would have chapters for that video just right there. He just needs to make sure he starts out with the 00, and then he would be able to turn it into chapters. But I really like, whenever I see chapters, I feel I appreciate it, because it lets me move around the content the way I want to, and I have to sit through, because I may try to sit through it and I may come to some part of it I don't even want to hear anymore from this person and just click off and never go back. And so if episode 5, for example, the YM show, everybody wants to hear from YM, so they should be able to click to where YM is in the chapter and go listen to YM talk without having to hear Mr. Monotone, talk for an hour about something that they may not care about. And let's see what else we got here. And my vertical, I want a bigger vertical monitor. I want like a huge screen. Actually got one in the other room. But those chapters are actually an opportunity. That's the wrong thing. I'm looking for, it's not that. There it is. So this is what my chapters, this is overdone on purpose, because I'm an overdoer. And so, I went through and I really used up the whole space. You get 5,000 characters to do your description. And so I use like all 5,000 of the characters that they give me access to. And the point was to show how you can use chapter descriptions as commentary. So it gives you another way to make commentary about your own show. Some of these are sarcastic, some of these are very clear, some of these are, like for example, there's a correction on something that I said, that turned out to be not true. Spike Jonze, Charlie Kaufman, and Michelle Gondry all blend together in my mind. So one of the films I was talking about actually was a Spike Jonze film, and so I'm able to correct that right there in my chapter, in my description. And there's a few different places where YouTube gives you a chance to add value in the form of commentary. A playlist, for example, a playlist description gives you 5,000 characters also. So you can go in there and say whatever you want. You can use those spaces for whatever you want. And all of it kind of gives value to, whatever it is you're talking about. You can make multiple playlists based on one show and elaborate, if you're into that. And I'm into that. And so I use up all of the space. And I think the only requirement for chapters is that they be at least 10 seconds apart from each other. And that was it. Oh, I missed this. JJ, you call me monotone? I am monotone. I am human first. All this purple. How you doing? I am human first. That's a long name. What can I call you human? And let's see. What else do we have in here? So that's the descriptions. Oh, the chapter interface. One thing I love about the chapters also is I like that I can loop them. Like, so being able to loop a chapter changed the way I actually made chapters too. So for example, if there's a song, if there's any music in my live stream that I want to give people access to, I'll make a chapter just for that song. And if you want to hear that, you can just go play it. And the same thing if you, as the content creator, want to be able to go back to a song that you played sometime before, you can pull up your own chapters and loop it and just have it play through your browser. Assuming you got multiple browsers like I do. I got four different browsers. Let me see how far back is my audio in this here. Oh, that's the Rumble live. Okay. So I'm live again on Rumble and YouTube, and I go live on Rumble first before YouTube. So I do my whole sound check using Rumble, and then once everything is set, then I start the live on YouTube. There's a That Boring Show channel on YouTube. I mean on Rumble also. Let me see. Okay, so where are we at? I think if you do a long show, like I think I was watching the Brother of Certain Ages show with Slander God. I went to check it out, and that show needs chapters. You know, just let people cut through. Like I got a bunch of shows where I start out with garbled music because I'm using that vocal isolation plug-in that was, you know, messing me up, and I want them to be able to skip that, you know. And so like honestly laying it out as to what are the good parts of this that people might want to get to. And even if you think about in a beef and sector format, you know, being able to list out all the fights you know, in detail and let people come back to it because they're going to cover it on the other channels is actually useful to everybody. Get your negativity on. Let's see. I got some screen captures from my vertical monitor in my house here. Chapters on the right. And yeah, that's a high resolution one. That's actually the same one. So this is again, this is all post-production work. The pre-production work stuff, I need to do a horizontal live to show all the pre-production stuff. Just getting ready for it, and you know, the detail. Because again, our last show, YM was making some, or was it in show 5 when YM was talking about how complicated EVMUX is, and my point was that EVMUX is not complicated. That the only thing I'm doing back here is changing scenes or selecting pictures. All of the previous work, the pre-production work, is done. So once everything is configured and up, all I'm doing is I'm not pushing any buttons other than changing scenes. And I can put all the buttons I want to push on my Stream Deck, or I could just push them directly from the interface. So there's not much of that button pushing, you know, going on. And it's not more difficult than Streamyard. In fact, it's easier than Streamyard. So it's just a matter of being able to have like your pre-production work show up inside of the studio. I was saying earlier that I didn't even feel like doing it, right? Because I was thinking all of the stuff I want to talk about is going to require me to do all this work to make sure it's displayed properly. But I didn't realize that a few days ago I had already done all the production work, pre-production work. I go through these little waves where I'm into one thing, you know, obsessively, and so I had already created the whole show. I think I did it right after the previous show, and all of the pre-production work was already present and ready inside of EVMUX, because EVMUX allows it to be that way. It's got a studio concept where you can actually do all of the work and have it ready to go. Today I just had to change a couple of lines of this and that, and I could spend the rest of my time, you know, playing with my audio, make sure my audio is straight, and that's it. So were you saying look better, YM? YM is typing these one sentence comment. Look at this. YM used to be a paragrapher. One line, absent the context. What do you mean? You're gonna turn me into Eyes Antonia? Start accusing you of stuff. And my banners. I like the banners part too. I was preparing for like a double consciousness show. We're gonna talk about double consciousness, and inside of the banners and comment section, you can just go ahead and get ready. I can put my banners up with the stuff I want to have there already ready to go. I started to work on the episode 8 pre-production stuff before I even finished 7. Let me see my new screen. Let me switch to studio mode real quick. And I figured out how to really use studio mode. And there we go. Pull my music down a little bit. Yeah, I appreciate that you appreciate that. And that's the thing, is to be, you know, honest. You know, like one of the things about being a performer, like being able to get on the stage in front of people, is that I think people that are not performers don't realize how many mistakes that performers make. And the reason why they may not notice it is that your job as an artist is to fold the mistake into the performance. And so many times a mistake becomes a whole new thing. I stopped even calling them mistakes, you know, because if you follow the mistake, it may turn into a whole other something that you appreciate. It may become the best thing about the performance. Because a lot of the stuff that's happening, at least with music, is a matter of following your own inner voice and allowing the stuff to come out. And even though the chord that you need to play is a C major 7 or something, what may come out may be a A minor 7 with something, you know, with a flat 5 or something. And it may just be because that direction is kind of what you want to do, what you really want to do. And so if you follow it and pursue the mistake, it leads you somewhere positive. That's been my experience. Oh, I like this. I went and got the music from Jaws, the original movie, and downloaded the whole soundtrack, and then found the one that I wanted for this scene. This scene is for when YM is asking me questions. I like that. Are you on your phone, YM? I like having the chat on the screen so I don't have to worry about trying to see what the chat says. I can see it right there. She's asking me something. So, what's your social security number? Does it start with a 3? Definitely YM screen. Oh, I got another screen for you and I, YM. Let me see if we get in studio mode again. Make sure it's set up.
It's about faith. It's about trust. Yeah, yeah. It's about faith. It's about trust.
Where you at, YM? It says offline. I don't know who did this soundtrack, but that soundtrack is great because it's actually the score, right? I think that's before like the soundtrack era in the movies. Because back then, I think Motown was one of the first ones to put out like scenes from the film and then music from the film on record. So it's actually the score, and it's beautiful. I got the score from the piano, also Jane Campion's film. I really want to talk about that movie, The Piano. That is a masterpiece. The film, the score, all of it. The cinematography, the acting, the script. And she wrote and directed the whole thing. All right, let me get off this cringy YMJJ screen. And where's the other one? Oh, I want to play that. I like this Cubano stuff. Afro-Latino music.
En las calles de La Habana, donde el sol nunca se cansa, los tambores
This is playing around with
a mi sangre
DaVinci
cuando danza. Baila conmigo esta noche,
kind of make that screen
bajo la
move.
luna tropical, que los ritmos nos provoquen una
Just a
nota
gift.
natural. Que baile,
Ay, que baile,
de capitumbe,
ay, que sabor.
en la repulsa,
Esta música nos
con
une.
su mágico calor.
Ay, que baile,
No me tatuaje,
ay, que sabor.
ay, toda su inmunde,
And the movie was the original
Esta
Jaws.
música nos
con
une.
su mágico
All right, let's
calor.
get back up. One of the interesting things do I have besides that? Only fair. I found that I got way too many scenes. I got like 40 scenes in this thing. And I really wanted to check and see what impact it has on the performance of EVMUX. Or is it loading each scene on the fly, like right when you click it? Let me see what my agenda was at the end. Alright. So I covered the smartphone interface, I covered the chapters, cards for replay value. Let me check my audio real quick. Yeah, Rumble is behind. Get back to the YouTube side. Which music was too loud, YM? The Latino music? Yeah, I think, that sonically, that music was like, the mix on that was so perfect. I was actually having trouble putting that music next to the other music, even new music that came out. That music is from 1974, so that was recorded in a real studio, 2-inch tape. So that's an analog recording. So it's got a real full, real fat sound. Yeah, but I'll go adjust that. Thank you for telling me. Oh, yeah. Let me go do that now while I'm thinking about it. And that's one of the things I wrote in my notes for if I'm doing a real show on EVMUX or producing someone else's show, is to take all of the music and all of the audio sources, put them in one directory, and then normalize them all to the same level. So you don't have to worry about adjusting levels between. Everybody's maximum volume level will be exactly the same. So, because EVMUX does maintain the volume level that you select for the music across all the songs you select. So having them all really be the same sonic quality would help. But that album, that 1974 album, that is sonically beautiful. You can hear every single part of the mix. What is CPW? Oh, Central Park, what's this too loud? What volume is this? I think your volume might be all the way up on your device right now. But I'll trust you, let me see. I think what it is my volume is down in my headphones. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the last on the list is AI show reviews. And the thing is, I made an AI show review thing back when I was doing the AI review, so I'm not necessarily prepared. Let me go find that real quick. Just gotta open up ChatGPT. But I actually did Gemini and ChatGPT, and I don't like Gemini. You ever use Gemini, YM? Anybody ever use Gemini? Large language model for Google? Gemini Pro? It's so sterile compared to ChatGPT. Okay. It's so sterile. You can tell that more people use ChatGPT than use Gemini. Gemini is like for coding, programming, I think. I think that's what people are using it for. Let me see, Cubana, let's fix this sound. And that volume was all the way down to like 30% too, and it was too loud. Let's bring it all the way down to half of that. Okay. Because I really wanted it to be like a low background sound anyway. I don't want it to be like featured. So taking back to regular mode. So let me see what else I got here. I may have already uploaded the AI stuff too. No, that's the script. Like the New York. How was my volume on my audio, YM? To your YM ears. I was listening to my Just Not Good for JJ podcast. Like, man, that audio was perfect. That was using all outboard gear. That wasn't using any like this headset mic or USB mics. But it's just too much stuff to hook up. I'm thinking about hooking up my mic to my DJ set. Yeah, good, good. Thank you. Yeah, I need to bring that back up. I like the DJ set has a ducking feature. So whenever audio is coming through the mic bus, it will drop the sound of the music. You can configure the amount of ducking, I think, on this. But that's a nice feature, as long as it doesn't duck it too much. But one of the main things I was doing before I started the show was getting the level of the music that's on the server to match the level of the music that's on the DJ set. Just knowing where on the dial do these things match, you know, the sounds. That's the thing that EVMUX and Streamyard and all of the streaming services are missing is that music interface that lets you match the sound of the people talking on the stream with the videos that you would play and the audio that you would play. They got the auto feature to normalize it for you, but you need to have control. I need to be able to see it. I want to see a interface that shows me each person's audio, each element's audio, so I can make sure that it matches and put a limiter on it so it doesn't go above a certain threshold. Blue Yeti USB. How you feel about USB mics? Yeah. Oh, and anybody wants to hit the link is actually in the description of the video. It's also pinned to the chat. If you're on a vertical device, you probably can't hit the link because of that. But for that reason, it's on the description. It's also on a community post on my Chat Lives Matter page. Ham radio. YM. YM, do you use Linux? You're the most technical, allegedly non-technical person I ever saw. I kind of don't believe you. And did I play my song yet? Let me see if anybody knows this song other than Brother of a Certain Age. I know he knows this song. Ham radio is delicious.
Now, sweet little old brown-eyed girl, hey now that you're sleeping, I've got a confession to make about secrets that I've been keeping. Me and your mama had some problems, a whole lot of things on our minds. But lately, girl, we've been thinking that we were wasting time.
Ham radio is amateur radio.
Your daddy loves you.
She's shooting shots at you, bro.
Your daddy loves his girl. Your daddy loves you.
In her room, she's laughing hysterically actually while she's typing. Oh, let me find the AI reviews. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. Which I know I'd have to share that. I think I might have done it in Google Docs already. Let's see. So you know this song, Wayne?
Now, sweet little chocolate girl, now that you're sleeping, I feel braver.
I got a chance to see him before he died. It was a great show.
Me and your mama had some troubles. There've been a whole lot of things on our minds.
No, it's not here.
When we look at you, we know that we've been wasting time.
Oh, it's on the other account.
Your daddy loves you. Your daddy loves his girl. Hey now, say your daddy loves you. Say your daddy loves his girl. Hey,
shooting shots.
Your daddy loves you, and your mama too. Your daddy loves his girl, loves his girl, loves his girl.
I'm trying to find this AI review thing real quick. I'll play another couple songs. Right over there. Now, what is that cue point? Gremlin been in here setting cue points on my system. It don't make sense. It might be here. This YM person, is that Al? Is Al a brother of a certain age? Blasphemy. Remake. I'm gonna give you a pass on him first because I like your name. There, maybe it's in this account. I suffer from having too many accounts, so stuff gets lost. Oh, there it is. Google AI Studio. I don't like the Gemini comment, so kind of. And Stevie Wonder was a kid when he was doing all that. He wrote a lot of his best songs when he was like 20 years old. Before he had his accident, you know, he was like, he was really in genius mode. After he had an accident, he wasn't the same. He didn't really return to prominence until that that Woman in Red album, 19, was it? What year was that? I forgot. Where he did Overjoyed. And you will know that's when he actually came back, because they were worried he wouldn't really be able to do what he was doing before anymore. That still is a rumor about Stevie, is that he lost that accident, took away his genius. That's why he didn't make any more music, really. But he put out so much work that, you know, I have every Stevie Wonder album. Right here in digital format. Make me get my guitar. It's hard to believe all this is on the same album. This album is bananas, and it's a two album album. It's unbelievable. Songs in the key of life. Mm, yeah, this is just a bunch of text. It's a lot of, it should be like a community wall post, I think, these AI reviews. And you can actually see it and engage with it in detail. I might have voiced some of it though, I think, in a review. Let me check my other account. Let's see if I did. Some stuff is done without my knowledge by me. Figure that out. We can let Bilal play. Let me take him out of this loop. Yeah, I'm gonna get the AI review stuff together right now, actually. Because the AI likes you, Why?
Something to hold on to. Something to hold on to. Is there anything I can do for you, darling? Just wanna get you next to me. There ain't nobody but you. Nobody that does it for me. Yeah, you're that one of a kind lady. This whole thing got me spacey and whatnot. You know, yeah. Look so sweet. I got to make you all mine. You look so sweet. I got to make you mine. You make me feel stingy and whatnot. Only want you. You're all that I got. You give me something to hold on. Something to hold on. Something to hold on. Something to hold on to. Something to hold on to. At night when I close my eyes, I think of you.
I like that part right there too.
It's like fresh air in this clouded mind of things to do. And I wonder if you're feeling the same way. I wonder if you're doing the same thing. I wonder if you're feeling the same way. I wonder if you're doing the same thing. I wonder if you're feeling the same way. I wonder if you're doing
I think Bilal is a producer. I really do. I think he's a producer.
Sounds corny, but it's the way that I feel. Yeah.
He does like a blend with Bobby Womack. But that's actually what I heard when I first heard this groove. I was thinking Bobby Womack.
I wanna be with you. You give me something, something to hold on, something to hold on to, something to hold on to. You really do. You give me
Yeah, I see him. I hear production. I like, because his musical taste interesting. See, there we go. That's what I heard when I heard the groove. You know that song, YM? Womack song. No, I've never listened to any Bilal album actually. I'm gonna have to check it out.
It's been a journey of dirtying the shit up. I remember the first time Erykah Badu said she heard
Let me skip around this.
I thought that was a girl. And I was like, oh. But I was so young that my voice was just very...
Let me skip up to some music. I like that too. Let me steal that loop too. Really? You don't know Bobby Womack? Wow. But you know ham radio. That's wild. That's interesting. Let me release that loop, huh? That's cruel. See, I really like that. But it would be a female vocalist though, singing it. What's the shrug about? Shrug? I want to do a show where I just react to the comments just with my own context, making what I want them to mean. Let me see. Let me pull up ChatGPT real quick, and maybe easier to show that than it is to show Gemini. And ballad rap format. And that's where I black out and do stuff that I don't remember. It's like, what? When did I do that? So I made a whole slideshow about the AI result. But it's in text, so I need to add the visuals to it. Eyes does it. I like it when Eyes does it. She's the best. Yeah, this is easy to visualize. Okay, I'm gonna do the ChatGPT one. Just do a screen share. It's something about that. That Gemini is just, I don't know. Too verbose, too something, too technical. But the Gemini was kind of, it gave me some stuff that ChatGPT didn't in terms of opinion. It's just way too dense. It's way too much text. I need to break it down. Okay, let me go ahead and just share this one. And it can show you how I use ChatGPT too. 'Cause I showed somebody before how I use ChatGPT and they were surprised. Like, everybody has a different concept of how to use it. So let me go to screen share. Yeah, I really like that song. I may have prejudged Bilal. Go to studio mode here. See, this is where studio mode is valuable for you as a content creator, is that before I share something, I can actually put it up into the editor side of the studio and edit it, crop it, make sure it's not showing all my information before it goes live. You can't do that in Streamyard. That's why people usually get caught out there in Streamyard. I need to take this and make it. Let me turn off this screen. Okay, completely off. Man, this is killing me. Let me check this interface real quick.
When you truly
This would be better if it was horizontal. Let's see.
Forget. That's what we all are working towards when you're getting into a level of mastery.
Oh, I get it. Okay. So go to add new layer.
You can lose yourself.
Screen share. Pick my screen share. 99.9% of all problems is operator error. Always ready to blame the system, like right away. And it's almost never the system. I'm just cropping out my private information like a good sector guy should.
And what is deep is deeper than steep. The soul only knows this type of vibe gets stronger and stronger in time, and I won't go on unnoticed. So concrete.
See, I don't like that at all. Anyway, see what this looks like. Hey, YM, are you on your computer or are you on your phone? Oh, I could just increase the font zoom on this and probably make it a little bigger, 110%. I may just have to read. You guys gonna find out my horrible secret that I don't read well. So what I did was I uploaded that boring show's transcript, and the transcript that I uploaded is directly from DaVinci Resolve, another free tool, right? I got a paid version, but it's also free. And the transcript is of the show. It's a text file, and then I uploaded it to ChatGPT, and I asked it, summarize the attached file transcript of that boring show. And it says, the transcript of that boring show episode 5 showcases a mix of casual dialogue, tech demonstrations, and light humor. Here's a summary of the key points. Number 1, music and lyrics demo. The host demonstrates how to integrate a lyric screen with music playback, focusing on tools like EVMUX. They discuss synchronizing lyrics with audio and showcase the functionality for smooth transitions. Number 2, debate auto switching. A feature for timed debates is presented. The system switches between participants automatically based on preset timers, avoiding manual interruptions. The host explains its relevance for structured online debates. Number 3, open panel. The latter part features philosophical musings, cultural commentary, and a free-flowing chat about movies, books, and sector dynamics. Notable topics include discussions on movies like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and others by Charlie Kaufman, thoughts on literature such as The Giving Tree and its deeper meanings as readers age, reflections on Black cinema, including Spike Lee's work and Richard Pryor's unique comedic touch. Number 4, technology and streaming tools. There's a recurrent critique of platforms like Streamyard compared to EVMUX, highlighting the latter's flexibility for creating diverse content styles, including vertical and landscape formats. Number 5, humor and meta commentary. The host pokes fun at the concept of the show being intentionally boring while fostering engaging discussions about intellectual and cultural topics. The transcript mixes technical insights with personal reflection and lighthearted interactions, embodying the eclectic and intentionally understated tone of the show.
D'Angelo convinces us to take up shop at Electric Lady Studios and
It's way. Yeah, I think it's what YouTube is doing is different purpose, but it's interesting. Just giving you insight on your own show, like the stuff that is telling me about what we're doing. I know what we're doing. I have my own idea about it, but if you are, you may not have insight as to what's going on with your show, you know, and you may have a show that's particularly emotional or something, you know. Oh, you like number 5? And look at what I said. Elaborate on item 5 is my next comment. Rhyme is in my head. Item 5 highlights the show's self-aware humor and meta commentary, which serves as a recurring theme in That Boring Show, episode 5. Here's an elaboration. Self-awareness and humor. The host repeatedly refers to the show as boring, using it both as a branding device and a playful jab at its relaxed pace and unconventional format. This running joke sets the stage for a deliberately low energy and meandering style that ironically engages the audience by subverting traditional entertainment norms. For instance, commenting on pace. The host discusses wanting to slow down even further, musing about syncing their rhythm to the jazz tune Maiden Voyage by Herbie Hancock to achieve peak calmness. Audience interaction. They jokingly invite feedback about how boring the show is, suggesting playful ways to make it even less exciting, like swapping participants for the Owl Show, really, or focusing on participating on particularly mundane topics. I'm still offended by that, what you said about leaving and letting the Owl Show come up. I'll get over it. Layered meta commentary. And a definition, I'm gonna give you a definition of meta commentary. It's not in there. Meta commentary is commentary about commentary. It's a level of discourse that steps back from the immediate subject matter to analyze or reflect upon the process of communication itself. So it examines the methods, assumptions, and implications of the discussion rather than focusing solely on the topic being discussed. It's self-referential, acknowledging and analyzing its own structure and role in shaping meaning. And just like the chords in that song. So where was I? The show engages in discussions that mirror its own philosophy of being unstructured and in perspective. Exploring film and literature while discussing movies like Eternal Sunshine and Spotless Mind, the host connects its themes of memory and repetition to the show's conversational loops, reinforcing the idea that even simple chats can hold depth. Sector dynamics. You got buzzing? Let me see. Oh! Let me see what that is. Okay. What is that? Okay. Oh, let me just uncrowd this source here. Turn off this other sound source. Let's see. How's that? How's that? Yeah. All right. I think that's it. Okay, good. Where was I? I was at the meta commentary section. So the show engages in discussions that mirror its own philosophy of being unstructured and introspective, exploring film and literature while discussing movies like Eternal Sunshine. The host connects its themes of memory and repetition to the show's conversational loops, reinforcing the idea that even simple chats can hold depth. sector dynamics. The host reflects on the insular nature of their YouTube sector, likening its interpersonal dramas and forgotten histories to recurring themes in complex stories like Kaufman's films. This meta-analysis highlights how communities and the show itself are shaped by cycles of memory, reinvention, and erasure. I like that part. I like that. I like hearing it stated that way. Cycles of memory, reinvention, and erasure. That's the sector in a nutshell. The tongue-in-cheek delivery, the host's wry humor, and this is saying hosts, that's including YM and I and whoever's talking, often points to the absurdities of online culture and technology. They critique other creators and streaming platforms while poking fun at their own reliance on technical tools like EVMUX and their occasional glitches. During moments of technical adjustments, they turn what could be downtime into comedic asides about the inefficiency of expensive devices. Philosophy on mundanity. I like to say mundanity. Underlying the humor is a subtle exploration of the beauty in the mundane. Pop culture detours. The host revels in the seemingly trivial topics about this is I got a problem with ChatGPT about this. I want to complain. The host revels in seemingly trivial topics like debating the merits of children's books such as The Giving Tree. That's not a trivial topic. Or analyzing the technical elements of older black films, and neither is that. We're gonna fight. Celebrating boredom. By championing a relaxed, unhurried format, the show creates a space where deeper conversations can unfold organically, rejecting the pressure for constant stimulation in digital media. Overall, the humor and commentary in that boring show cleverly deconstruct the idea of what makes content engaging, inviting the audience to appreciate the subtleties of conversation and the charm of embracing stillness in a noisy world. I like that. I like this ChatGPT writer, except for this part he just said. Hey, YM, you're muted. Hey, you're on stage. How are you?
Okay. It didn't say it this time. Sometimes it gives a warning and sometimes it does not.
Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah. I want to complain about that. Let me select this. So, what do you think about that? I like the last section, the philosophy.
I didn't hear everything. I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last section, but it is very interesting. I heard some of it.
The philosophy on mundanity is the last section. It's really short. So underlying the humor is a subtle exploration of the beauty in the mundane. Pop culture detours. This is what he's calling the mundane. Pop culture detours. The host revels in the seemingly trivial topics like debating the merits of children's books such as The Giving Tree, or analyzing the technical elements of older black films. In celebrating boredom, by championing a relaxed, unhurried format, the show creates a space where deeper conversations can unfold organically, rejecting the pressure for constant stimulation in digital media. Overall, the humor and commentary in that boring show cleverly deconstruct the idea of what makes content engaging, inviting the audience to appreciate the subtleties of conversation and the charm of embracing stillness in a noisy world. That's the last
Wow.
section. That's interesting, right? As a
It is.
review, that's real. And it kind of gives shape to some stuff too. Like you could be doing something and not realize or not have maybe we wouldn't articulate it in the same way. You know, that section about the meta-analysis, I really like that. The meta commentary and the cycles of memory, reinvention, and erasure. That's a nice concept to build on, actually.
Can you post that somewhere? I want to read it.
I'll make it a community post on the That Boring Show channel.
Okay.
I'll put the whole thing up there. And the Gemini, I had Gemini analyze the same shows, and I got Gemini's reactions too. And then I did a show number 6, and it gave me similar commentary. And this one was more, we talked about more stuff, I think, on that show. Truth versus narrative, democracy and social constructs. And so you could also use this to like to build out your description. So I asked it to summarize the conversation between Josephine and CLM because the subtitles I made have the names of the people. That means that the software can actually just check those two people's conversation. And so it goes through our conversation and lays out the themes and the dialogue. Anti-intellectualism in the sector dynamics.
Is this what you use to make the chapters?
No, I wrote the chapters out just longhand. I just listened to it and
Oh,
was just writing
you
them out.
okay?
Yeah, I just wrote that out.
Oh.
There's a lot of sarcasm in the chapter
Yeah,
descriptions.
I thought maybe initially that it drafted out some chapters and then you changed them. That's what I thought.
No, I made them all by hand. If I was going to do like a show for someone else, for example, if I'm producing a show for another content creator, this is what I would do. Afterward, I would go through and have it analyzed, and I would pull the description of the show from ChatGPT. It's like a review in a newspaper or something. And it's objective. It's not, there's no bias in it.
Cool.
And the tone and outcome for that. Oh, look at this one. The conversation between YM and CLM in that boring show, episode 6.
Was very boring.
It says CLM was right about everything and YM was mostly right. Is a mix of reflective discussion and lighthearted banter. Do we banter? What the hell? I don't think we banter. Are we bantering right now?
A little.
Makes me think of laughing like that. Banter, laughter.
I think there was some banter. There was some banter
sector
involved.
Culture, personal dynamics, and broader societal themes. The key points were sector culture and dynamics. YM and CLM discuss the role of narratives within the sector, emphasizing how shared stories often replace objective truth. It's true. CLM critiques the tendency for certain figures or groups to dominate conversations by controlling narrative, while YM reflects on the challenges of breaking through such dynamics. Humor and ridicule, I remember we talked about that. And truth versus free narratives. Yeah, it really did a good job of breaking down our conversation. I really think so. And philosophical musings is always the best section.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah, very Spalding-esque comment you make. The conversation expands to include reflections on broader societal behaviors, such as human tendency toward tribalism and the challenges of sustaining democratic ideals in digital spaces. We did all that? What? And then I asked it to elaborate on items 2 and 6. One of the greatest uses of ChatGPT is that right there. You can say elaborate on anything that it says, and be able to go in depth into it. I really like that feature. That's actually how I use it. I use it that way even in computer programming. So I just want to know about 2 and 6, which was the humor and ridicule section, and then 6 was the philosophical musings.
Philosophical musings, did you say?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite sections of all of the analysis. And the philosophical musings section.
I would really like to read this. This is interesting.
Yeah, let me go ahead and post it like right now while I got you here.
Brother of a certain name says we banter like a motherfucker.
We banter like a that's y'all was bantering and bantering. Sound illegal.
Shoot.
Bantering and whatnot.
Whatnot.
One of my favorites. Whatnot. Tone and discussion.
Do you watch Key and Peele?
I only saw Key and Peele as clips. I never actually watched the full episode of Key and Peele.
Okay.
And after I started seeing the clips, I consciously never watched the show. Because then I could always be surprised with the clips. And so I still see clips that of something I've never seen before with them. Yeah. I learned that from Netflix.
I've seen a few of the full episodes, but I've watched mostly clips.
Yeah. I think most people have seen Key and Peele through clips, not the actual show.
I agree.
Yeah. Like
But
with Netflix,
the whatnots
ahead.
reminds me of Key and Peele.
Oh, really? I didn't get it from there. And the
I
Gemini
didn't say you
one is
got it from
just,
there. I'm just saying it reminds me of that.
yeah, I didn't say that you said I got it from there. I'm just saying I didn't get it from there. It's the banter
The
laugh.
banter.
Yeah. The one from Gemini is just dense. It's so technical. I don't even want to read it. I mean, just looking at it, it makes me not want to read it. It feels like a bunch of bullshit actually when you look at it. And it got some of the detail wrong that ChatGPT got it right. If you read the whole ChatGPT one, you could see clearly that it's in tune with what happened in the show. It really did accurately pull from what happened in the show. The Gemini one actually made some stuff up.
It made some stuff up.
Yeah, that didn't even. I mean, it really got some stuff wrong. Like it said that I was talking about the application ECAMM. Like it says right here. This episode of The Boring Show is a rambling, multi-topic conversation between the host, JJ, and now how does it know? Listen, that's one thing that I thought was interesting. Between the host, JJ, and the guest, YM, punctuated by interactions with chat participants. JJ demos features of ECAMM Live, formerly EVMUX, a live streaming tool emphasizing its superiority to Streamyard. Now, ECAMM Live is not EVMUX. ECAMM Live is a separate product. It's a competing product with EVMUX and Streamyard. But this lists it as, it's saying that ECAMM Live was formerly known as EVMUX.
Oh.
Right? When, no,
Unless
that's
something
wrong.
happened that you don't know about. Was there a merger recently or something?
No. Nothing happened that I don't know about.
Okay.
That's called a artifact in large language models. That's wrong information.
Okay.
Right? And because you can go look at ECAMM Live is for sale right now as a product. EVMUX is a product. They're competing for the same market. And ECAMM Live is a downloadable program like OBS. It competes with OBS. It's a paid version of OBS and it's focused on Mac operating system. And the greatest thing about ECAMM is that you can highlight Instagram comments, and it's really the only platform that lets you do that.
Got it.
Instagram is
Well, brother of a
real
certain
tight.
age agrees. Brother of a certain age agrees with you.
Yeah. I mean, even if he didn't, you gotta agree with me.
You're so arrogant. Okay, carry on.
Is that arrogance? So if you're right about something and you know you're right, and you can't be shaken by somebody else, even a computer, saying something that's against it, that makes you arrogant? Or sure?
Yes.
Come on
A
now.
little bit of both. A little bit of both,
No,
JJ.
I don't think so. What's the definition of arrogance?
Moving on.
Mm-hmm. See, she was shooting shots at you earlier. You just didn't know it, brother of a certain age. I know when she's shooting shots at me. In fact, I made a whole screen up just for her to shoot shots at me.
What?
When she get into
the shark one?
Yeah, I got a whole scene just for you.
That's all right.
This type of moment. Yeah.
That is okay.
Calling me
Let's
arrogant.
carry on with the was there any other part of the dense review that you wanted to share?
Yeah, but see that part of it that the part of it that is wrong makes me not want to use the rest, right? Even though I look at the rest of it, it's accurate too. But I want to know about that artifact. Because usually in ChatGPT, if I come across any artifact, I make it process everything over again with the correction about the mistake that it made. But with this, I didn't do that. I just, ran it through to see what it would say.
This is funny.
And so,
I actually do have a question, though.
Oh, what's your question?
I'm really curious about the show. I don't remember if it's number 5 or number 6. That's almost at 1,000 views. Yeah. I'm wondering, where are those viewers coming from?
Yeah, interesting.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. Is that volume too loud on your background music? for
A
you?
little bit.
Let me change that. Okay. Let me adjust that real quick. You know, it's really appropriate right now.
Look at bottom.
The name of the song is Chrissy's Death from the Jaws soundtrack.
Christy's
Definitely
Death.
appropriate.
That's
Yeah.
not a very nice song to attribute to me, JJ.
What's that?
I don't like that title being associated with me.
Is it associated with you? What's happening, Spot?
Yes. You said the scene was made for whatever you find unpleasant about what I ask you. See, that's why you laugh. Exactly.
So you don't feel like that this is I think this is appropriate. I think it matches.
I think
question
it's
was about-
funny. I think it's absurd. It's funny.
Yeah, absurd is funny, right? So it's not saying YM your feet are big, right? It's just absurd.
No, it's
That's
saying
what's
your
up.
feet stank is what it's saying.
Really?
Yes.
So let me look at the analytics for this. Actually, I think I did screenshots for this already. I just didn't upload it. So when episode 5 was live, it was on the shorts feed, and it was on the vertical feed, right? And that's how when the show ended, there was 540 views already. And it was about, well, how do you get on the shorts feed? And then there was a discussion between Make a Change and LV in the chat about, why you don't do, about the details and about are you keeping viewers and whatnot. But again, this is a fake show. We're just demoing features and stuff. And so, but if you had something that people would be interested in, getting in front of those additional eyes would be good for you. Whether or not they stay has to do with your show.
Right.
So let's look at the analytics for show number 5. What am I sharing now? I'm sharing that ChatGPT over there. I could just say it. Maybe you'll believe me. My titles are so long. That is so appropriate. It's exactly how I feel. So, the bulk of the views for this after the initial is from suggested videos. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. So the bulk is from suggested videos. I can show this screen. There's nothing in here that's personal.
Is there anything more specific?
Yeah, I can go. Let me see. So traffic sources, again, this is what I'm looking at is the last 48 hours. Last 40 hours is I'm usually getting between 50 and 60 views every 2 days on that video. So like 30 views a day, right? And those views, the bulk of them are coming from YouTube's suggested videos. And under YouTube suggested videos, the videos that are referring to this video are random. It's nothing to do with anything that's in our content, in that content. Let me see, under reach. But the arc is steadily up, still going up towards, it's got 10,000 impressions, and the average view time, I think, was something like 20 minutes. Let me get down here. So the content is being suggested.
There's no rhyme or reason to it?
The proportion of total traffic is 50% from suggestions for total, and it's coming from The Wire, Avon Barksdale video, Tariq Nasheed video, Suge Knight video, some Rochester, New York hip hop video, and the randomness of it suggests that it's coming from just from it's generic suggestions.
Oh.
Like it was on the shorts feed before, so it's just generically being suggested. I think that when you make the videos in the way that they want, then they suggest it. The bulk of the total traffic, the search terms for it, the number one search term is open panel. 14.3% of the total But this is only representing 1% of the total traffic. So in that
Well, what?
1.4%, in the 1.4%, 14% of the 1% is from the word open panel. And 7%
But
is from
what makes this live stream different from your other one?
what other one?
Any of the others, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, or 6.
I mean, 6 has about 500 views, almost 400 views, 500 views. I think 400. And it hasn't been as long. I think the difference was with that when 5 was, first of all, 5 was a better show. 5 didn't have technical difficulties at the beginning. There was a how you say? I think that, let me look at 6 real quick. I think 6 has a longer average view time than 5. Yeah, so the audience retention for this one, for 5, is 23 minutes. 22 minutes and 56 seconds. So the average viewer viewed 15% of the live stream, and that's pretty good for a 4-hour live, actually. And let me see. I don't know. Nothing. I want to compare that to 6. According to this graph, the average view duration is 42 minutes. The audience retention, the whole overall lifetime, is 22 minutes, but the average view duration is, I think that might be my overall. I'm not sure what that is.
Are there any particular spikes that you noticed?
No, it's a straight. It's a gradual graph. It just goes up. It's not. There's no slopes or anything. It's just a pure march forward. So, I mean, do you think it's something strange about that?
No, I'm trying to envision what the graph would look like, and like there are some sections of a video where people are more in tune with whatever the content is. So I'm wondering, like, what were the people listening to for X amount of minutes?
I don't know if that would be as valuable for an unstructured show. Like,
I just want to know.
I understand. I'm just saying, for an unstructured show that's 4 hours, I think that's less. Those graphs would be less valuable information, because if it was a reasonable amount of time, it would make more sense. And if the show had, some kind of subject, as opposed to being like loose leaf. Like, if you come to this show, you really don't know what it's about. You can see from the description some stuff, and before it had chapters, you could try to find your way through it. But one of the reasons I put chapters in it was because I wanted to see what impact it had on the trajectory of the views. Because it did give you a way to. I think it did.
Which chapter?
No. Putting chapters, period.
Oh, putting chapters, period. Okay.
Yeah, putting chapters, period, gives people that come to it now a way to go see what they want to see, or if there's anything they want to see, they can go through and look.
So you can't really tell right now which sections of the show people were more in tune with. I think there's a graph for that. Hold on, let me look through. There's a that graph. Can I make this bigger? A brother of a certain age. The answer is no. I'm just curious.
What's that? What's the question? No. YM is doxing me. I don't think you can understand that. Her questions are around about. So she's trying to figure out my shoe size, my hair color, all that. So, looking at that's chat messages and reactions. Let me get to, you can customize your graphs in this. So I need to go to what you want to see is exactly when people were watching. But see, the live stream, these graphs are about the live stream. The live stream had a peak of 11 people watching and an average of 5 people watching. But it ended with 500 views. And that was from the shorts feed. means people coming across it on the shorts feed and watching for a little while and then moving on. And I ended up with, I think I got like, how many subs? I got like 10 subs or something from that too. Total. Over all these shows. I think I had like 03 or 02 or something before I started doing these boring shows. Now I'm up to 13 or 14. Not that subs matter at all, but I mean, after monetization, they don't matter. See, concurrent viewers. Let me check out number 6 real quick. Cause I did take dark mode snapshots of all of this. I intended to talk about that in one of the shows. Let's see, episode number 6. $47 watch hours. That's not right either. So this one is coming from episode number 6 is coming from channel pages. At least the last 48 hours. These little views are coming from people coming directly to the channel, and 42% coming from suggested videos. Let me look at the overall. The impressions for this is much less in episode 6. Impressions on episode 5 was 10,000, almost 11,000 impressions. This has only 2,800 impressions. And the bulk of how viewers find this live stream is from browse features, 45%. And how come I didn't have that graph in the same place on the other one? Channel pages is 12%, suggested videos is 9%. The other one is mostly suggested video. The vertical live feed is 8.7%, the shorts feed is 8.4%. And what else is in here? I want the big graph. Director unknown. No, very few director unknown. Only 14 views from director unknown. Nothing from external. Since published 2 weeks. Yeah, the impressions is really low compared to the other content. Let me see about. I'm gonna add show 5 and 6 side by side in this. I can compared to episode 5. Yeah, 6 has got a really strong like trajectory up, and I think the difference is that 6 was just a more interesting show. And I think that it in the algorithm that was the first show I think that was on the shorts feed. I didn't really check on the 4 and the other one. The 4 was really short, but I think that once it starts there, then it must have some progression from there. It's handled in a different way. Oh, what happened? Hello? Oh, you were gone? Hey.
Hi, I'm back. I kicked myself out again.
I didn't even know you were gone. I was just talking. Okay.
It was only for a few seconds.
Yeah, so I mean, I couldn't really answer as to why, other than when I look at the content of 5 and 6, 5 is definitely a better show. 6 had some audio issues at the outset that I put the chapters in to skip, and so I think that has an impact on a show. When you click on to listen to a show and the first thing you hear is audio issues, you're probably going to click off of it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And the only reason I didn't edit it out is that I didn't want to kill the chat.
Got it.
Yeah, I wish they did have that feature just to edit out your own audio. You should be able to take it. You can take somebody else's song out. Why can't you take your own audio out? Just to deal with your audio issues. Ask your people. You know, I know you work for YouTube. You ain't fooling me, YM. Gemini, I should say.
JJ.
What's up?
JJ, are you going to
Huh?
keep doing these shows, or is this experiment over? It seems like you've gone through all of EVMUX and what it can do and what you can do with it with these other things like Gemini or whatever. So
Take
now
notes,
what?
of brother, a certain age. Take notes. She's shooting shots again. But look, let me ask you: have you ever used EVMUX?
Yes.
No. Really?
Yes.
And you're saying I've been through all of EVMUX already? Have I?
No, I'm not saying that.
No, I have not. I have so much more to go through with EVMUX. I haven't even gotten
Okay.
into the detail of the apps in the App Store. And in terms of workflow, I haven't shown the pre-production workflow. That's what I got set up for episode 8. And so those are vertical, are horizontal shows. And how to set everything up, the debate mode. I've got a whole thing that just happened from the battle. Were you there? You were there for the battle, right? I remember I seen you there. A format
for most of it, yeah.
Yeah. So I got a format here in my notes for battle in EVMUX and how to program the battle in EVMUX. And I want to do that as a show, complete with, because I don't really like, I got issues about battles, nothing to do with LV, to do with battles in general, and as opposed to like the ciphers. And so trying to make it like more musical, if it's something to do with hip hop, maybe there should be some music, that kind of thing. And but I think that show LV did was perfect. Actually, that was a perfect execution of a show idea. It went really smoothly, I thought. And but that's one of the things I want to show is this how EVMUX can assist in that kind of show, particularly like when you're doing some random parts. For example, I think I got a window here. I like this shark screen. I think I want that to be my default. I like
your sound is getting a little crunchy again.
Is it? Or was
Yeah.
it just me laughing? Okay, let me see.
No, it's getting a little crackly.
Okay. Yeah, it is crunchy.
I wonder why that happens.
Yeah, me too. Let me see. I got my eye on something. Let me turn off the sound to this other scene. Turn off the How's that?
It's worse.
Is it?
Yeah. Now it's like you're underwater. Oh Lord. All the fancy sound equipment.
You see that, brother? Certain age. You heard that? Shots.
That sounds a lot better now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shots. Cacao. Yeah, so where was I going? Yeah, I wonder what that is too. I kind of know what it is. It's wavelength. And a brother of a certain age, you have wavelength too. I don't know if he has a Stream Deck Plus or not. But Stream Deck Plus comes with an audio component it's a software mixer that I'm using, and I don't have a noise gate on at all. I had a sound isolation, Apple plugin. I turned it off earlier, and I probably should have removed it, but I've done this without that and still had that issue. I did a 6-hour burn-in like audio session where I had no audio issues at all. But I think the issue is Wavelength, because if I reboot Wavelength, then everything clears up. And I know it's not EVMUX because I've done the same live streams from my other station on Windows 10 using Voice Meter Potato with no issue. And so my solution is, when I go to audio, I just take off Wavelength and put the mic on direct, and then the problem goes away. It's definitely not EVMUX. It's coming from my system.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you know all these things?
How do I know? Well, I grew up in a recording studio, a real recording studio.
Oh,
so I
really?
know audio engineering from that, and I learned. I did video engineering in my work in the military, along with a bunch of other stuff, and network engineering. So I've done a bunch of different kinds of engineering that puts me in. When it comes to this live streaming space, I've done the networking part, the audio part, the video part, all professionally before. So I understand the protocols, I understand the file formats, I understand the detail. That's why I wanted to make my own app. That music is so fitting for this scene.
What?
You have any other questions there, YM? Because this is the equal yoke in this sector, so I got like 3 questions built up for you already.
I did have a question, but now I forgot it. It'll come back.
I bet. And we'll go back to that other. I think I have that other channel set up here.
You really have a nerve trying to keep score or count questions, because I'm gonna be quiet. You ask a lot of questions, so I don't even know why you're trying to play me.
What questions
you
I ask?
Ask a lot of questions of a person.
I barely ask any questions at all. What kind of questions do I ask? That's the
You
thing.
must
What
have a
kind?
short memory. I'm not gonna go there, but you have a short memory on that, because you be asking a lot of questions of a person.
What kind of questions do I ask though?
It doesn't matter what kind.
I think it
The
does.
kind of questions are inconsequential.
I think it does. It matters. You say it don't matter. I think it matters.
All right. Why you got that wheel up there?
Why are you so suspicious?
I'm just saying.
What I did. Hold on. Let me move it out of the center. Put it down here. So this was. I wanted to use a wheel as part of the hip hop, the battle. I'm saying hip hop battle format, as opposed to battle rap. So you keep some randomness in it. This isn't set up for that. I'm just saying this is kind of part of the concept. I like the wheel in this format. I think I showed you a different format before, but I want to put like different styles of hip hop. There's different genres of hip hop.
Oh,
that's one of the topics I wanted to talk about actually in show 8. I think was genre. Because hip hop is because it's black. When it comes to black stuff, it just becomes black, and all of the detail that you go into with other things it doesn't get done to black stuff, and so hip hop was never broken up into genres. When really there are genres of hip hop. And we had like unofficial genres that we call it, but it really should be some hard genres in hip hop. And the concept of genres, though, the concept for the show was genres of trolling. Genres of trolling, because we were talking about trolling, and that show is not finished yet. We still got to talk about what is a troll and all that detail. because they're all different kinds of trolling, and some is okay and some is not okay, or less okay, I should say. And
Mm-hmm.
have you ever used this tool? And see, this is the kind of questions I ask, right? Have you ever used Obsidian?
No.
No. Okay. I'll send you a link for a note-taking system. I'm looking at it now. My whole interface now. I'm flooded with information. Too much stuff. So before I had my
Genres of
audio issue,
trolling.
huh? What's
So
that?
if that was a wheel of trolling,
No.
how
Oh,
would you
okay.
utilize the wheel in the show?
It wouldn't be a wheel of trolling. It'd be like in my rap format thing. It would be oh, let's say the way it's configured right now. The way it's configured now, I did this again. I blacked out and did this before. The way it's configured now is it's set up for this show, and so the way I would decide what's the next topic we're going to talk about would be to spin the wheel,
I
right?
get you. I was
And
just
then
wondering what it would be if it was a wheel of trolling, even though
I
that
don't think
wasn't
it.
your intention.
Yeah, I don't think I would apply it to a wheel of troll. I guess I don't know how I would do that if it was a game or something with different kinds of trolling. But I wasn't thinking genre trolling and the wheel. That was just something that came up. In the battle, this would be like um, different kinds of styles, right? Or it would be like one of the final round in the battle format I have is a cipher round that has a shared hook, and the judges also join in, and if there's any guests, they join in. And so you could have classic beat selection, like it would have to be some music that people have heard before. And so it could be which songs. There's a round before that is a hypothetical feature round, and so it's where the person's going to get 16 bars as a feature on one of these songs, and you put all
Hmm.
the songs on the wheel and you spin it so that there's no accusations of a person unfairly having an advantage. And then whatever
Right.
songs come up, the DJ plays that song, and in this format there is a DJ, so there is music, plays the instrumental for that part, and you go from there.
Good ideas.
Yeah, I think it would be fun, 'cause as opposed to being like, I'm looking at this, what they're doing with battle rap and what they think it is compared to what it had been like traditionally and coming up to now. It's like, is it really just insulting people? Is it really just you stand in front of somebody and insult them? Is that what about actual hip hop skill? What about the skills? The skills is not even present. I mean, what about how you ride the beat? That's really what matters more than anything, actually. And so to hear people just stand in front of each other and say a bunch of rude shit, I'm like, wait, is that really interesting? I look at some of the battles on TV. I'm like, what is that? What are you doing?
That's what they
Who?
do.
But it didn't used to be that way. And I think it's when they took
Hmm.
when they took the music out, they took away that black thing. They took away the black thing from it, and it became just about the words. And it was never about just the words. Anybody that's ever been to a real concert or a real show knows that different people flow differently with the beat. And when the person is on the beat or in the music properly, it makes you move, right? That's why you never hear something like Eminem in the club, because it doesn't make you move. It's just a person saying a bunch of stuff over the music.
Hmm.
And this whole new generation of battlers, it's about that. And when I first came back into looking at battle rap, and I looked at Charlie Clips, I went to find some music with Charlie Clips, and I understood why he was a battle rapper, because his rhythm is off. If you hear him on a beat, he sounds awkward. But so battle rap fits those people who really are not musical, because usually the best rappers are musical, being able to
Yeah,
flow with
that
the
is
beat.
true.
Yeah,
That is
50.
true. Back when I
Yeah.
was doing a lot of the no jumper content, There was a host there named Lush. I don't know if you remember that whole
Yeah.
thing with Lush,
Yeah, I know Lush.
where he was like the big battle rapper that everybody respected, but
He's
once it
awkward
came
as hell.
time for him to do a song as a battle rap, but to music,
They
he
can't do it.
failed.
They can't do it. And a lot of them are like that because, and that's the reason why they got the music out. It's now that they've kind of equaled the level of the playing field. Same thing happened coincidentally in 1959 in jazz when Modal Jazz came in to make these songs that we love, Central Park West and Kind of Blue and all that. Modal Jazz took that black thing out of jazz, right? Whereas if you look at bebop, you can't really just jump into a song going 240 beats per minute and swinging at the same time unless you got that something as part of your fundamental musical sensibility. You can't just jump in because you know the notes. Modal Jazz brought it down to where it was about something different. And I love Modal Jazz too. They're all just different genres. But when Miles Davis made the transition and changed music to that, it gave a bunch of different artists their platform. Dave Brubeck, for example. A bunch of people got their platform right in 59 because it was music was starting to emphasize a different part because they had done that other stuff before, and now the musicians like Thelonious Monk, Bud Powell, Dizzy Gillespie, all that stuff that they were doing, Charlie Parker, you can't even play that stuff. There's no way to really play that and really be in it just because you know how to play your instrument. It takes something more. Yeah. Versus if you play Kind of Blue, you can play Kind of Blue. You can play Central Park West. And even if you don't have the background that Miles and those musicians have, you can sound like that. Just that it won't show until it's time to improvise. But as far as being able just to play the cover tune of that song, you can do that. And now you are a jazz musician. Same thing happened in hip hop. And so you got the battle rap people who really don't know that there is a kind of a synergy that happens in live music, live performance. And even on the same stage with the same beat, between rappers, you feel it or you don't. Good example for that was Houdini. You remember Houdini?
Yeah.
Right, so Houdini had one rapper who was a flow rapper who everybody would groove to, and the other one who was awkward. And you could feel the difference if you ever seen them live. Oh, you could really see the difference between them, because being able to be inside the music is a different thing. 50 Cent rides inside the music, so even though he wasn't really saying anything lyrically, his songs hit because he was inside the music. He was part of the groove. He wasn't interrupting the groove like some of the other artists were, with their wittiness and shit. I never got why Eminem was great. I was like, I think
technically he is good. He has some technical skill in rapping. I would never buy any of his music though.
Yeah, you'll never hear him in the club. In a different genre, it's a different genre of rap, and so it's a literal rap. It's a literary kind of rap. It's about the words. It's not about the feeling or about the music. Whereas hip hop before was all about the feeling and the music. That's why the early stuff was just a hip hop, a hip that it was just about the feeling. It wasn't about what he was saying. What he was saying didn't matter. It was how well he synced up with what was happening. And so the battles that I saw were musically based. They pick a beat together and they decide, and you got this many bars and you got this many bars, and it's based on how well you integrate with the music. Hip hop was always about those different elements. All of the elements of hip hop were about rhythm, and so you couldn't participate without rhythm. Just standing up saying some words, that's poetry. That's not rap. I was listening to the battle. I was admiring LV's execution of the idea, and admiring Propane's, Propane's on another level. I don't know why he even playing with us down here, and admiring Pills, and then everything else I was just like, man, it's just words, You know, Riz, for example, is really good writer. You know, and his idol is Eminem, of course. But what happens when you put a beat in front of him, or what happens when you put the spotlight on him? What happens to him? You can tell he doesn't have a relationship with the music. You know, and it's not like he can never get it. He just has to spend time like on the stage with music playing, flowing the music, not just with your pen writing stuff out.
I have no comment about him, but it
We're just
reminds
talking
me
about.
of.
We're just using him as an example of what we're talking about. You know, it's not really about him. It's just about what you write versus what comes out. What you
I hear
write versus
you.
what comes out is like I might write a whole page of lyrics, but then when I'm playing the beat, I might find when I'm playing my guitar, I might find that I need to cut out a bunch of that in order and just flow with the part that comes out of my mouth when I'm playing, and then that becomes a song. Everything else becomes on the cutting room floor. The same thing
Yeah,
with
I hear you.
rap.
It makes me think of the current battle between Drake and Kendrick.
Hmm.
Like I
Yeah,
hear a
that
lot
really.
of criticism of Drake as
Drake
well,
flows
he's
with
an
the beat though.
entertainer. He's an
Drake flows with the beat.
entertainer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's an entertainer and he's not the rapper that Kendrick is. He's not in that same realm.
I think if you were to if this was like a non-political thing, like it's political now, right? It's
Oh
got the
yeah, it is.
whole. If it was non-political and you just put on the tracks, they're not talking about each other, right? Just they're talking about something else, and you just put the tracks on. Drake, the reason why he's successful is that he's inside the music. He flows with the music, whereas Kendrick is sort of saying stuff. He's not necessarily in sync with the music in the same way. He can be. He used to
Hmm.
be. When I first started to talk about Kendrick a long, long time ago, when he was like barely nobody knew who he was. He was coming from inside the music. He was kind of in that far side mode, but he was kind of right there with the music. He became something different over time, and it's really a song by song thing with him now. But in terms of being in sync with the beat and it being a musical thing, is Kendrick really there?
I think he
I think
is.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's just the words being said in the battle kind of format that's making people. I'm talking about for these songs that we're talking about, the battle songs. When it goes back, when I go back and listen to his other albums, I like it. Yeah, there's a bunch of songs I like, you know. But in those songs, yeah. But in the songs that's out now, I think it's just political, you know, because you can still
I
pull up
think
Drake's
in
music.
the songs that were released in summer, yes, but I'm
Yeah,
talking about as a whole, their
yeah. I'm
artistry
talking.
as a whole, Drake as an
Mm,
artist and Kendrick as an
mm,
artist.
mm. Do you think?
I don't
Which one
think
do you
that
think?
Drake is the rapper that Kendrick is,
Yeah,
but
but what does that
his
mean?
music is still enjoyable and it's still danceable and
Yeah, but what does
people
it
can vibe
mean?
to it.
What does it mean to be the rapper that somebody else is? Nobody is a rapper that anybody else is.
What I mean is I don't think that Drake is a rapper's rapper. I think he's just an entertainer.
He's an artist. Yeah,
I don't think he's I don't see him as an artist, honestly.
really.
I don't. I see him as somebody
Why? Why
just
is he not an artist though?
I see him as somebody just entertaining and just making music to get money
I mean, I
only,
mean,
primarily. Yes, I know that they all do that.
I'm
But I
just
think
wondering,
that for other rappers it's more than that.
how could you know that?
It's just what I feel. I
I
don't
don't.
know it.
Yeah, okay. I'm just figuring out like the idea that he's just doing it for money. Well, okay, what if he is? So what?
Yeah,
Does that
so
make him
what?
that
That's just not it's
that
not
makes him
for
not an
me. I'm
artist?
not saying that it's bad. I'm
No, I'm
saying
not
that I
talking
don't
about.
take him I'm saying I don't take him as seriously as other rappers,
Okay, let's
as
step
I
back
would
for a
other
second.
rappers.
Let's step back for a second, right? So, what I'm talking about, right? I'm not talking about whether I like Drake or not. I don't have any Drake music in my library at all.
Neither do
I'm just
I.
talking. I'm just talking about artistry and music and so on. So it's not about do you like him or not, or do I like him? I'm just saying, what makes him not an artist? He's definitely an artist. He
Not to
definitely
me.
sings. I mean, he definitely sings and raps. Now, whether you like the art that he makes is a separate question, isn't it?
I do like the music that he produces. I do like it. I do enjoy some of his stuff.
So why
But
wouldn't he still be considered an artist?
to
It's definitely his
me,
own. It's definitely his own style.
to
It's not like,
you, he is. But
uh,
to me, he's not. I don't take
yeah,
him seriously. I just don't.
yeah. But I'm just asking, what criteria are you using to decide what an artist is and what an artist is not? That's what I'm asking.
To me, he doesn't seem authentic with what he expresses compared with
He d-
other rappers. He's not authentic to me.
Compared with the rappers like who?
He seems very surface level. It's just like
So the so
microwave music. It seems like fast
uh,
food.
so the determination as to
It's
whether he
not that deep for me.
so the determination of whether he's an artist is based on what other people do.
No, it's based on what I feel from it. What I feel when I listen to his music.
Yeah, but so you're talking about the impact of the art he make, not whether or not he's an artist.
On me. Yep.
Right. So I'm saying, if the you talking about comparatively, you just said if compared to other rappers, it feels this way. So
Hmm.
that means that your judgment as to whether or not he's an artist is based on you comparing him to other artists.
No, not necessarily.
Uh, Hold on, where's my shark at? Not necessarily.
No. It's not only comparing him to other artists, it's also just listening to him just on his own, just his music in itself. It doesn't feel authentic to me. It doesn't feel like he's really expressing something from his inner self. It just feels very surface level and shallow,
So
in my opinion.
your definition of an artist is about authentically expressing something. That's what makes an artist an artist.
That's one
So
thing that makes an artist an artist.
so what if so an artist can express a shallow emotion, a shallow feeling, a surface level something. Everything has to come from the depths in order to be an
I
artist.
think if most things are shallow, they're not an artist.
If most things, how would you know if most things are shallow?
I would know just by listening to what they put out.
So you
I've
would so
heard
you
a lot
talk
of his music.
so you know
I
you
can't say I've heard all of his
have
music.
you
I haven't heard all of anybody's music.
I mean I'm
But
saying
from
you
what
so
I
you
have, hold on, JJ.
I'm
But
just
from
trying.
what I have heard, it feels shallow to me.
Now I'm not. I'm trying to avoid getting into an a talk about the quality of Drake's music. I'm not talking about Drake actually. I'm talking
Okay.
about what it is that makes an artist an artist. So if you say so you're basing your determination of whether or not he's an artist based on what the record company released and that you happen to hear.
That's all I can base it on. I don't know him personally. I can't call him up and say, "Can I listen to every piece of music that you've ever made?"
So
I
if the
can't do
song
that.
is
I'm only going on based on what's there, what's out there.
so
That's all I
so if
can
the
do.
song is deep, whether the song is deep or shallow, you recognize that that's a function of you, right?
I've said that a couple of times. Of course I recognize it.
So okay, so if you recognize that the the depth judgment on the what he made, it has to do with you, then how can you say he's not an artist because of the way you feel about what he made?
Because I can do that. That's my opinion.
I mean, we established it's your opinion, and we know you can do what you want. I'm just asking the question.
What?
I'm asking about the mechanics behind the decision. Is what I'm asking. I'm trying to understand your criteria, but you're not telling me the criteria. You're just telling me the answer over and over
I
again.
told you the criteria. I think you just don't want to accept it because
Why
you don't
wouldn't
agree.
no? Why wouldn't I want to accept it? And what do you mean I don't agree
I
with what?
don't know. I don't know why.
I'm just saying. I
Because
think that
you keep asking the same thing over and over
yeah,
again.
because I haven't got the answer is why I'm asking. It's not I don't agree. I don't
The
again. I don't have
answer I've given is all that I can give.
oh okay.
I'm not sure what is missing. So
So that's the criteria for what's an artist is based on what you like, is what you're saying.
no, that's not what I said. What I said is what I said.
So can you help me understand what you mean? Or is that am I asking too much to ask that?
No, it's not asking too much. I think
That's kind of
I
a
feel like
shut
I've
what
already answered it.
hold up. What I said is what I said is kind of a shut down statement. It's borderline
No,
rude
no.
actually.
I said that because what you were doing was rephrasing something that I had already said. That's why I
No,
said that.
what I'm doing is trying to get to understanding, right? You have your words and how you use them. I have mine, and all we're doing is trying to understand each other. So I'm trying to understand what you mean by coming at it from different angles. It's not
Okay.
me. It's not me trying to impose my opinion on you. In fact, you don't actually know what my opinion is because you didn't ask me. I'm just
Right.
trying to
I
get at.
wasn't
I'm just trying to
assuming
get at.
I wasn't assuming what your opinion was. So
Right.
when you said,
I'm not
"Oh, do you
assuming yours
mean
either.
this?" Okay.
Yeah.
So when you said, "Do you mean this?" the answer is no. That's not what I meant.
Mm. Oh, I see that. I'm not breaking anything. I'm just asking the question. That's part of the conversational, model, which is you just try to figure out what people mean by what they say. It's not like there's some universal, use for everything. My idea about Drake has nothing to do with anything. The most Drake I've ever heard is from Hoodie's intros, the intros to his shows. The only song I knew about Drake was with him and Rick Ross and Chris Michelle. That's about it. That's not my music generation. But I still recognize that he is an artist. I don't think that
I'm not laughing at your comment. I'm laughing at a brother of a certain age.
Yeah, either way. But I just recognize that, like, when it comes to what an artist is and what an artist is not, that is something that I care about and I talk about and I think about. And it's not based on whether or not I like the artist or I even understand the artist or appreciate the artist.
Mm-hmm. I hear you, JJ.
We're at 2 hours and 56 minutes. Where are we in this scene? Are we behind the picture? Yeah. I think that's a good place to end. Can you still hear me, Wayne?
Oh, yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I think that's a good place to call it a day. I think I showed everything on my list. Let me check it in studio mode. Yeah, I did chapters, smartphone, bibliographies. Did I do bibliographies? I think I did. And the playlists and the AI reviews. So I'm going to put the AI reviews on the community wall of That Boring Show channel. I think I got a community wall over there. And post the ChatGPT and the Gemini. I'm going to ask the Gemini to correct itself first. Tell it what the mistake is and see if it gives me a better answer. I should try a third model to see. Any more questions there, YM?
No, that's it. Thank you for having me up, JJ.
Hey, appreciate it. I'll see
All
you
right,
next
take
time.
care.
Peace. Is that Gates? What's that? Oh, I forgot about that. Get off my screen. I wonder if Gates ever saw that intro. His verticalized content. Let me get back to my exit. Turn off studio mode. Man, this interface is killing me here.
You're not niggas.
See if I can get out of this here. This web-based interface is killing me sometime on this vertical monitor. I need to bring my vertical monitor and lay it flat. Put it at an angle. Let's see. So anybody got any questions before I go? The couple that's there. Hey, all right, peace. Hey, and consider adding the chapters to your shows, brother certain agent. It's easier if you just keep notes while you're doing the show, because you can actually mark the times inside of the YouTube studio. Just hit that bookmark item, and then at the end, collect them into a list and make it easy to get to your content. But I heard y'all talking about doing uploads instead of doing just live streams. I thought about doing uploads for this content also, just like get through all of the rest of the stuff I want to say about it, EVMUX, like directly, one video for each thing. Try to do it in a shorts format, like for each feature, because shorts is now expanded to 3 minutes, which means that they're going to take your money for 3 minutes. And I think that's the funny thing about YouTube, is that they're really just taking your money, because when a short was only 1 minute, that meant that any content up to a minute, they paid you at a reduced scale. They pay you much less for a short than they pay you for a long form video. So a video that's 1 minute that gets 1 million views versus a video that's 1 minute and 2 seconds getting 1 million views pays on a different scale. Dramatically different amount of money. So now they expanded that to 3 minutes, which means that they're taking all the money for up to 3 minutes and putting it on the shorts payment scale. And I expect it's going to go up to 5 minutes and maybe up to 10 minutes. Whenever they expand the shorts window to longer form, it means they're moving you over to be paid on a different scale. So you got to make your videos longer than 3 minutes in order to get the regular pay scale. Not that that's an issue on my unmonetized channel, but it's something to think about, because the way that YouTube puts out the announcements, it's like, oh, it's great, we're going to now give you 3 minutes. Yeah, but what about the money that I would have made from a 3 minute video before you made this announcement? What about the money I've been making from this 3 minute video that's getting thousands of views every week? Now is now on the short scale. So now I'm going to get a drop off in my payments, because getting 50,000 views a month on this video is going to pay me much less now than it would have, because you've expanded the range out to 3 minutes. Google's real, they're real gangster with their alleged features. But you know, still the best game in town if you think about in terms of what it would cost you in terms of paying for bandwidth to store your videos for free and then to broadcast them. You would be paying per viewer for your bandwidth. And there's a lot of people that tried it. They tried that per viewer model, and they came to, you know, they came to the conclusion that it was not profitable. think the most famous one is maybe Cant Swim. Cant Swim has millions of views. If they drop a video right now, it'll have 1 million views in 15 minutes. People love that content. They wait for that content. But YouTube demonetizes them all the time. And so they tried. I think I'm still a patron for Cant Swim. I've been a patron for them for years. They set up a Patreon, and they had another site to host the video, and they were paying per stream for each person that views it. They got to pay for the bandwidth. Up to a certain amount. Over that amount, you got to pay. But they're so popular and so many millions of views that they lost money because they weren't charging the people enough on the Patreon. And they eventually just stopped making content. They do something every now and then now, but I mean the shows, they should be on Netflix actually. The quality is that great. The whole true crime, Cant Swim is like a true crime genre on YouTube. JCS-Inspired. Cant Swim Inspired, and they couldn't find a way to make it profitable. Without having someone to host your videos for free like YouTube or even Amazon or some other big company that has the data centers that can afford it. It's really not profitable to have your videos out there like that. Rumble is good, but Rumble is it doesn't have nearly the number of data centers and the scale of YouTube. So you're gonna get, and I think Rumble might be using the services of Amazon or YouTube. So you could get your own, set up your own system using something like Google Cloud or something like Amazon, Alibaba. There's a bunch of different services, but you'd have to manage the details directly yourself, and you have to have a whole team of people with you to do that. That's why all these other smaller services, they really just never took off. They're all out there still. BitChute and DTube and all these other ones. DTube is a peer-to-peer, but other services out there are really trying to do it. Odyssey, Daily Motion. There's a bunch of mini YouTubes out there. But it's really, I don't see how you can really afford to host video at the rates of bandwidth that they charge, and your competitor controls the market. It'd be impossible to compete with Google. Microsoft might be able to do it, but it would take a big company to be able to do it, or a government, someone like TikTok. I think TikTok is going to get acquired or absorbed into one of these other American companies, or the other way around, in the next 5 to 10 years. Because YouTube, I think, is losing to TikTok. That's why they're trying to make us all go vertical. And so I got my DJ set, and I had to turn off my thing. I want to see what happens if I turn Wavelength back on. I could do a pre-production show. Where's my Richard Pryor at? Let me play this real quick. Boom, boom, boom. That's my debate format. 6 Sense, the wheel. Music. Yeah, I want to see that real quick.
California is a weird state because they have laws for pedestrians. Like you cross the street, they have laws for pedestrians, but they don't have laws for people at night when cops accidentally shoot people. I mean, they accidentally shoot more niggas out here than any place in the world. Every time you pick up a paper, nigga accidentally shot in the ass. How do you accidentally shoot a nigga 6 times in the chest? Well, my gun fell and just went crazy. I think, niggas are the best of people that were slaves. You know what I mean? And that's how they got to be niggas. Because they stole the cream of the crop from Africa and brought them over here. And God, as they say, works in mysterious ways. So he made everybody a nigga, because we was arguing over in Africa about the Watusi and the Buhada, the Wosuhumo, and, the Zamunga, we talk in different languages. So he brought us all over here, the best, the kings, the queens, and the princesses, and the princes, You know what I mean? Shit, and put us all together called one tribe, niggas. No, man, you know, like, I used to go to church and shit, like I was saying, but black people know God personally. Any wino you meet know God, right? Or Jesus, at least, right? Jesus Christ! Shit, man, he live over there in the project. Shit, tell me. I know peoples. I study peoples. See, I used to be in the FBI. I'm the first colored person ever in the Bureau. J. Edgar Hoover appointed me personally posthumous. That's right. He wanted somebody on the railroad to guard the Mexicans. See, because nobody in the Bureau at that time could speak Mexican talk. See, I spoke to them. They be, ABOACA. I said, what you say, motherfucker? They tell me. Don't call you black, you a Negro. You sound them kids in school. You ever know them dudes that get mad at the motherfucker, right? You be talking about, say, black boy.
Say, man, what you mean, black? Baby, I'm colored. I don't play that shit.
You know, my parents was like that, you know, because in my neighborhood, you know, used to be some beautiful black man would come through the neighborhood dressed in African shit, you know, really nice shit, you know, and they'd be, peace, love, black is beautiful. Remember the essence of life. We are people of the universe, and life is beautiful. My parents go, that nigga crazy. You know, I used to love to go to the meetings, though, when you get down. I got ultra black for a while. The brothers be rapping. I never knew what they were saying, though. But the brothers be having emotion. You see, the first thing you got to know is about eating pork. Now, you eat a piece of pork, you don't realize the subtleties of this individuality's prospect. What the man trying to lay on you through porkitis, you will not understand because the trichinosis of your mind will not relinquish the thought of individuality. You know what I mean? Once you get a job, nigga, be respectful. You know, this is the age of quest. Shit. Man, get a job. Oh, fuck you, Tom. I went down. Man, I ain't bullshit, baby. I went down to the unemployment bureau. You did? I just got out the joint. You know what I mean? I'm in the joint. I go to the unemployment bureau. The bitch telling me, what's your occupation? I said, pressing license plate. Now, where you gonna find a job for a nigga out here pressing license plate? And I'm a license plate pressing motherfucker. You did? Old bitch got a tiara and shit up there. Old ugly white hole with old wrinkles and shit. Bitch got funky with me. I say, well, fuck a job, bitch. Kiss my ass. And your mama too. You ever try to get in after hours? We had a place called the Blue Note with a blue window, and it had a note painted in the glass. Right, you could look through. You remember that? The Blue Note. You know, you be checking, you know, looking through that peeled paint and shit. And they be getting down, you know. And you try, hey, Curtis, you going in, bro? Take me in with you, man. Fuck you then. You ain't to take me no place, nigga. Come on, do something, you bad. I'm bullshitting, bro. I was playing, man, but take me in when I got a little bit in there. You know, I'm gonna get on one. You know what I mean? You know, the dude take you in with him, you know, and you knock on the door like a species. Boom, 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 boom. You have to knock it on down. Boom, 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 boom. And the dude open it.
What you want? Hank said, man, I don't know, goddamn Hank.
You know, then the nigga go off, right? The nigga get mad. Say, motherfucker, what you mean you ain't gonna let me in this funky joint? Much money I done spent in here, nigga. I knew your mama when she was horn. Right, then the dude let him in. You know, well, come on in, man. I was gonna let you in, shit. You didn't talk to me like that. Shit, how old are you, boy? And you have to lie. I say, 19. Well, nigga, you look 35. You know. And you go in the back room, man, and white cats in Vegas, I was in Las Vegas, right? They gamble different, you know, very quiet, like.
2,000 on the 5. Oops, I missed. Gosh, you is.
You know, niggas be talking about, hump, baby. Shit, bet I do it over time. Yeah. Fade that nigga. Shit. Ball, bet the ball, off time. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money. Boy, I'm hungry as a hog need. Slop Jesus. Shit, gotta be a Jesus, cause too many black folks. Boy, nigga, what? Boy, what? Nigga, I ain't got no money. Get up off me, motherfucker. Shit, I'm trying to get this 6 up off my ass. Boy, if I 6, nigga, we gonna have a new crap game. You can believe that? Shit time. Boy, what, man? I ain't got no money, nigga. I'm gonna pay you. Goddamn, boy. Nigga won't leave me alone. Supposed to be my partner. Get me a beer or something, boy. I'm trying to hustle. You know, nigga be 7, motherfucker. God damn, boy, you check that 7. You know, the man had his hand on the table, man. He hit the dice, nigga ain't fade nobody. Shit. Fucked up my money. Turkey. Shit. Hey, bro, what's happening? Oh, man, this nigga was down, you know, flunking around. Let me have $2. Well, give me 2. Want to buy radio? Well, dude, the mother got 16 channels. The fuck you do, man?
Just take him right on off, and everything will be all right, y'all.
Oh, they arrest me, you know, especially at night. They have a curfew, right? Niggas have to be home by 11, Negroes 12. And you be trying to get home, you know, you and your crew runs it. And they always catch you out in front of a store or something. Because you be taking shortcuts, right? Cops. Put your hands up, black boy. You know, you panic. All right, don't move. You be scared to death. Put your hands against the wall. There ain't no wall. Find one. Put the handcuffs on him, Fred. And they put the handcuffs on me, right? And I was really skinny, right? And they'd slip off and shit. The dude get mad. All right, put him on his ankles, his ass or something. You know, and they handcuff my thighs, right? You know, hop me to the car. You know, and they call my father about 4 in the morning.
Mr. Pryor, we have your son down here at headquarters. What about it? Fuck him.
You know, and my mother'd have to beg him to come get me out, right? Please, Bucky, go get him. Fuck that nigga. Shit, I told him to be home at 11 o'clock, and I meant 11. God damn, every time I turn around, that nigga's in jail. I'm trying to get him out. And I'd be praying he have a heart attack before he get there. Because he put some shit on you, right? I'm gonna get your ass out. But you know I'm gonna tell your ass. How much is it, man? $12? Yeah, I'm gonna pay it, but you know I'm gonna get your ass. You can believe that shit. And my mother be crying, it hurts me more than it hurts you. I said, yeah, well, let him beat your ass. The lineup, man, is a thing that I used to be in Peoria, Illinois. It's a small town, so I'd be in a lineup for entertainment on Saturday nights because there wasn't nothing to do. You know what I mean? Because ugly white women used to say they got raped by niggas. Hey, a nigga raped me. Yeah, and guys be going, hey, you sure? They go round up some niggas, you know, like, you were down last week, you know what to do, don't you? Well, come on down again, will you? We gotta have a lineup. You know, it was a lot of fun unless you got picked. That was your ass. And then always a lineup, you know, you stand up in them lights, you know. It'd be like acting to me. I loved it, but some dudes didn't understand that shit. You know, just be lights be, you know. All right, bring them out. Yeah. All right, what's your name? What's happening? I mean, what am I charged with? You know what I mean, man? I ain't did nothing, man. I thought that was my mother's car. I went out to bank. No, man, my mother told me I was downtown. You see, my mama said, pick the car up in front of the bank at 2:15. So I got in the car. Man, I was driving down the street. I didn't know what was happening. This white lady was sitting next to me screaming and shit. I thought it was a stick-up. Saturday night, though, was, they always call it nigger night, because white folks go out about 8 and leave and go home at 10 and leave it to the niggers, because it gets thick. They can't handle it. You know what I mean? Too many niggas, when they found out niggas could talk other than do-wah-ho, they got scared to death. You know, like one day somebody said, nigga, talk. Well, motherfucker, I've been wanting to tell you something. I beg your pardon? Now, niggas got handshakes. See, if you don't learn the handshake, see, niggas change their shit all the time. You know, like you be meeting niggas. Hey, bro. But then niggas add 6 months later, the shit done changed. You know, it be, up. Be all down here, hey, hop, chop. And if you don't do that, you ain't no nigga. Dude, but you ain't black, motherfucker. You didn't even know how to do. California is a weird state because they have laws for pedestrians. You know, like you cross the street, they have laws for pedestrians, but they don't have laws for people at night when cops accidentally shoot people. I mean, they accidentally shoot more niggas out here than any place in the world. Every time you pick up paper, nigga accidentally shot in the ass. How do you accidentally shoot a nigga 6 times in the chest? Well, my gun fell and just went crazy. I think like niggas are the best of people that were slaves. You know what I mean? And that's how they got to be niggas. Because they stole the cream of the crop from Africa and brought them over here. And God, as they say, works in mysterious ways. So he made everybody a nigga, because we was arguing over in Africa about the Watusi and the Buhada, the Wosuhumo, and the Zamunga, we talk in different languages. So he brought us all over here, the best, the kings, the queens, and the princesses, and the princes, You know what I mean? Shit, and put us all together called one tribe, niggas. No, man, like, I used to go to church and shit, like I was saying, but black people know God personally. Any wino you meet know God, right? Or Jesus at least, right? Jesus Christ! Shit, man, he live over there in the project. Shit, tell me. I know peoples. I study peoples. See, I used to be in the FBI. I'm the first colored person ever in the Bureau. J. Edgar Hoover appointed me personally posthumous. That's right. He wanted somebody on the railroad to guard the Mexicans. See, because nobody in the Bureau at that time could speak Mexican talk. See, I spoke to them. They be, ABOACA. I said, what you say, motherfucker? They tell me. Don't call you black, you a Negro. You sound them kids in school. You ever know them dudes that get mad the motherfucker, right? You be talking about, say, black boy.
Say, man. What you mean, black? Baby, I'm colored. I don't play that shit.
My parents was like that, because in my neighborhood, there used to be some beautiful black man would come through the neighborhood dressed in African shit, really nice shit, and they'd be, peace, love, black is beautiful. Remember the essence of life. We are people of the universe, and life is beautiful. My parents go, that nigga crazy. I used to love to go to the meetings, though, when you get down. I got ultra black for a while. The brothers be rapping. I never knew what they were saying, though. But the brothers be having emotion. You see, the first thing you got to know is about eating pork. Now, you eat a piece of pork, you don't realize the subtleties of this individuality's prospect. What the man trying to lay on you through porkitis, you will not understand because the trichinosis of your mind will not relinquish the thought of individuality. You know what I mean? Once you get a job, nigga, be respectful. This is the age of quest. Shit. Man, get a job. Oh, fuck you, Tom. I went down. Man, I ain't bullshit, baby. I went down to the unemployment bureau. You did? I just got out the joint. You know what I mean? I'm in the joint. I go to the unemployment bureau. The bitch telling me, what's your occupation? I said, pressing license plate. Now, where you gonna find a job for a nigga out here pressing license plate? And I'm a license plate pressing motherfucker. You did? Old bitch got a tiara and shit up there. Old ugly white hole with old wrinkles and shit. Bitch got funky with me. I say, well, fuck a job, bitch. Kiss my ass. And your mama too. You ever try to get in after hours? We had a place called the Blue Note with a blue window. California is a weird state because they have laws for pedestrians. Like you cross the street, they have laws.
How's this audio coming back through Wavelength again? Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Am I still garbled? Oh, there we go. It's back. DJ music is not coming through. Yeah, Wavelength is garbage. I probably gotta reset all of this. And I got my warning from Google about the music. Go ahead and take that down. All right. See if I can get this other set to work. Sonically, that sounds crushed a little bit. That's just the end of the song, I think. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna figure out eventually the exact problem with this. macOS Wavelength. I think in my next live I'm gonna just put it, move all this over to a Windows machine. Time is up.